What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Cal coming to you with another video. I just want to talk about the game that just went final, Thursday night football. The Eagles defeating the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, man, Philly got it done on the road. They win 28-23 over the Carolina Panthers. I had predicted that the Panthers will win 21-20 in my prediction video. Go watch that if you didn't. But one of the key points that I was talking about on that video was I wanted to see the matchup between Carolina's offense and Philly's defense. I thought Carolina was going to do enough to get the victory over Philly. I knew Philly wasn't going to make it easy, and they did not. They didn't make it easy at all for this Carolina offense. I mean, it was basically the Cam Newton show. I mean, from start to finish. Newton finished with 310 yards from scrimmage. Well, 310 total yards. I can't say scrimmage. 310 total yards, 223 passing, and then 71 rushing. 221 or something like that passing, and then 231 passing. And then 71 receiving. He had 2 total touchdowns, 1 passing, 1 rushing. But the big number of the night, 3 interceptions. Yeah, Newton got picked off 3 times. Most of it was due to the pressure that the Philly front four was getting on Newton. There was one instance where Fletcher Cox, he had basically pushed, I think he was playing D tackle on the left side of the defense, and he just pushed the right guard right into Cam Newton's face. Newton didn't even see it. See his guy coming into him. He stepped into his throw, but he couldn't get all of it on there, and it floated in the air for an interception. And then a couple of those were late when Newton was trying to get his team down the field and try to get a score to take the lead in the game. So 2 big missed opportunities there. The Philly defense, they neutralized the running game. Stewart didn't really do anything. McCaffrey didn't have the big game that I thought he was going to have. He had 55 yards receiving, only 8 rushing. Like I said, Cam Newton led the offense in rushing yards, 71 yards. He had the touchdown in the first half off the option keeper. It was a tough night for this Carolina offense. I mean, Cam Newton threw the ball 50 times, man. He threw the ball 50 times. I mean, if your quarterback has to throw the ball 50 times in the NFL, that's never good. You might see those numbers in college spread offense and stuff like that. That just air raid Mike Leach style, Texas Tech and Washington State. Airing the ball out. You might see it there, but in the NFL, if you throw 50 passes, that's way too many. I mean, without this was without overtime included. But Philly got it done offensively. Big game for Carson Wentz. Not too much passing though. I think it was only like a 51% passer completion rating. It was 16-30, 223 yards. 3 touchdowns. Zach Ertz caught 2 of them. Both catches he had in the game were touchdowns. I think who was it? Aguilar caught the other one. Alshon Jeffrey led him in receiving. I think he only had like 70 yards, but they spread the ball around. LeGarrette Blount had an okay game on the ground, 67 yards. I mean, it was basically the Carolina turnovers were basically the difference in the game. Newton not taking care of the ball, and again that Philly defense. I mean, Philly 5-1 on top of the an NFC East division. I mean, everyone thought it was going to be the Cowboys to lose again. I mean, but like I said earlier in the Ezekiel Elliott video, the Cowboys are struggling, man. The Cowboys are struggling on offense. They're struggling on offense. I mean, the past few years, they've had a bad defense. In the Tony Romo years, I mean, they couldn't stop anyone. Tony Romo basically had to outscore other teams if Cowboys were able to win. But the defense, I thought the defense got better last year. Might have been mainly because the the way the Dak and Zeke were controlling the game on the ground, and then the opposing offense didn't have much time on the field. But this is looking like Philly's division to lose. It might be Philly and the Redskins for the NFC East title. Giants 0-5. They're just their season has just collapsed. You lose. The Giants, they came into the season with maybe one of the top two receiving corps in the game. Yeah. Of course, you had Odell, you have Shepard, and you had Brandon Marshall, who they just signed, free agent signed it from the Jets. You let go Victor Cruz. Is he? I don't know if he's signed by a team yet. He went with the Bears in the preseason. They cut him. I don't know if another team signed him though. But you lose all three of those guys. I'm sorry, in one game. Beckham, he had that gruesome ankle injury. Marshall had had surgery this week as well, as Bodell did. I think they said Shepard's out too. It's unbelievable. Eli Manning loses his 3 top targets all in one game. That is. You talk about bad luck. That's crazy. But enough about that. Like I said, it looks like it's going to be the Eagles and Redskins for the NFC East title. Carolina drops to 4-2. Atlanta is still 3-1. They play this week. They had a bye last week. Tampa coming off a loss against New England last Thursday night. We'll see how they bounce back. Saints. So Carolina, they're still in it. They had a couple great games between. Their offense had a couple great games against New England and the Lions. I guess this Thursday night game. I guess kind of a lot of teams struggled on this Thursday night game. You only have a couple days, 2 or 3 days to prepare. It's tough on offense. Defense is really not much preparation. You just watch film and you just look out for certain, for certain stuff. And like I said, Philly did a great job of containing the rushing attack of the Carolina Panthers. And big ups to them, man. Like I said, Fletcher Cox and them. Kendricks led the team in tackles with 10. That secondary with Jenkins, quarterbacking the defense. Those 3 young guys that got the picks, man. And they said Ronald Darby, the guy they got from the Jets, the shutdown corner they got from the Jets, is injured. And that's the Tony Romo and Jim Nance talking about on the broadcast, talking about how good this Eagles defense is, and one of their best defensive players is out. So, they could get a lot. They could get a whole lot better. Philly is scary, man. I think this is Doug Peterson's second year. Eagles more than likely going to the playoffs this year. Probably gonna get a home game. But yeah, man. Heck of a game by Philly. But that's going to do it for this video, man. Thank you guys for watching. I wish y'all nothing but positive vibes only. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video.